Never seen a lame man walk. Never heard a dumb man talk. Never seen a blind man see. I promise you will change his name. Never seen a canceled debt. Never seen all the poor get fed. Never seen a prisoner set free. I promise you will change his name.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? This is Bigger T, and I'm here as always with the Big C and Bigger T podcast, coming at you from beautiful South Arkansas. Clint Clark,
yeah,
my best friend, my co-host, Big C. How you doing, buddy?
Am I your co-host or are you my co-host?
We're just co-hosts.
Oh, are we? Okay, no,
We're co-hosts.
I'll be honest with you. I have no problem being the Robin to your Batman.
No. We're co-hosts.
Oh, so we're both
two
Batman.
hosts.
Like
Yeah.
Two Batmans.
Two Batmans.
Well,
We both get the cool tool belt,
ooh,
cool cars.
yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with you having a tool belt is I have no butt. So I mean, like I went over this in my stand-up routine when we did that, but it was like I have no backside. Like
you got the Hank Hill disease.
I have Hank Hill disease.
Yeah.
Well,
man, it's spring break.
Spring break, y'all.
Yeah.
The kids, you know, I was like, should we just not do one this week and just tell them like, hey, we turned 3, it's spring break, we want a week off.
Yeah.
They're like, no, not us.
Not us.
Not
We're
your
dedicated.
boy. We'll take weeks off, but not for spring break.
Not for spring break. Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Travis works with the school system, so it is spring break for him.
That's right. Yeah.
It's spring break for her. I'm working my normal schedule, so I don't care either way.
This is a normal week for you. Yeah.
Look, it's you know what it is? It's like the middle of March is what it is.
That's the problem with growing up, isn't it?
The problem with being 47 years old. Now, you've got a birthday coming up pretty soon there, don't you, youngin?
Well, in May, yeah.
Oh, May. It's one of the months that starts with M.
Yeah.
I thought it was February, but it's apparently it's May.
Yeah. I still got a while.
Man, you know, I've got no idea. I'm just going to
still got a little bit.
I'm just going to color the rest of the podcast, and you've got it from here. Just do you?
Yeah, man. Well, did you ever do any big spring break trips?
Man, never really did. I've wanted, and you know, now I'm a little bit older. You know, I'd like to do something with the kids over spring break, but unfortunately, it's tax season technically, and you know, it's a busy time working retail. One of them deals where like
people have extra money, so
you're not allowed to take vacation in March, which is fair.
Yeah.
Considering when I worked at my previous employer, the movie theater, I wasn't allowed to take it over the summer called big movies.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. It's I never really did anything big over spring break. I did one time because I wanted to drop a class, but you had to keep 12 hours to stay eligible to play football.
Yeah.
And hanging out on the sideline was a treat to me, apparently. And I'm like, I'll do all this stuff just to stay eligible to play football. But so they offered a constitutional law class or something like that, but it was all spring break long.
Really?
Monday through Friday, and it was like 6 or 7 hours. I mean, it was a full day.
Yeah.
But if you got through it in a week, you had a credit and it counted for that semester.
Yeah.
So I remember like me, Jumbo, who's been on the podcast, Big Jumbo from Valonia, and Matt Nelson. There's a couple other guys too that took that class over spring break just so they could get a credit. So, but it was fun. It was fun because, you know, anytime you hang out with your buddies in college, even if it's doing something like that, you have a good time.
Yeah.
I can't think of many times in college, you know, I was hanging out with the boys doing nothing.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh man, this is lame. Like, no, you're usually having fun with your boys. So,
well, you know, with the church and stuff like that. I've done a lot of mission stuff on spring break and mixed some fun stuff in there. Went to San Antonio one time in college, and then I went to Mexico one time on a. But one of the neatest kind of impromptu spring break trips. Me and Patrick Netherton.
Your hands twin, right?
Yeah, he's
Patrick Netherton show.
radio host down in Shreveport.
Shreveport.
Patrick Netherton show. We're sitting around. It's we're at OBU, and it's almost the weekend before the spring break starts. And it's like that Wednesday or Thursday, and we're sitting around at the dorm, and we're like, man, I'd like to do something over spring break, at least part of the time. And he said, my sister lives down in Dallas, and she works for this company. They get like sports tickets all the time. Let's see if the Mavs are playing or, something like that. And we saw, and the Mavs were playing 2 home games that first weekend of spring break. And so he called her up, and she said, she called him back and said, yeah, I said, I can get tickets to both those games. She said, also the Dallas Stars are playing on Saturday night. So Friday night we went down there, stayed with her. So we had a free place to stay, got free tickets to the games. And we went and watched the Mavericks play Sacramento. So I got to see Corliss play.
Oh, cool.
And in the pros. Then got to watch the Stars play North Carolina. Now, just getting to see an NHL game was cool, but that happened to be the year that the Stars would end up winning the Stanley Cup. So they were really good, and so the fans were fired up that year. So I mean, more fired up than usual. So that was a really cool deal to go see.
Is that the only hockey game you've ever been to?
It's the only professional one, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to be honest with you. I've been to NFL games.
Mm.
I've been to Major League Baseball games.
Mm.
I've been to NBA games. And I've been to one hockey game. And I will tell you, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, that I think the most fun one to watch live was the hockey.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea what was going on, but it's action-packed. They're moving the entire time.
Oh, yeah. It was a blast. I wish I'd known more about the game, but by that, well, I guess no. By that time, I hadn't seen it was before we had the hockey team in Little Rock. I went to several of those Glacier Cat games. I went to a few of those. But anyway, and then on Sunday night, this was all in Reunion Arena. We went to Reunion Arena 3 nights in a row.
That ought to tell you how long ago that was.
That's right. And then it was the Mavericks played the Lakers. And the Lakers had just signed, it was his first game, had just signed Dennis Rodman.
Oh, wow.
And that's the game where he flipped off Don Nelson.
That's funny.
In the middle of the game, got a technical. And so, it was that was a fun weekend, man. And then that
does sound like fun weekend.
Like a day or two later, I just came home, and I still had the rest of spring break just to relax back in Worcester. So I think I probably went and hung out with you somewhere or something. But
well, you know what you need to do is you always have to have like a vacation from vacation.
That's right.
Get back a day or two. Like, you can't just get back from vacation and go to work. I mean, I'm doing it again in May. But usually it's like vacation, and then like, okay, I need a day at home.
Well, when I was a youth pastor, I would do a trip with our youth. We'd call it Destination Unknown, where I wouldn't tell them where we were going. And so I'd plan out a trip, and I'd mix in, like, we'd work with homeless people, and then we'd go like to like a Dave and Buster's type place or something, like, mix it, ice skating or, fun stuff, movies, mix in some fun stuff with doing some like, work, mission work or whatever. But I would always do that about 3 or 4 days at the most. Yeah. That way the kids could have other time to do stuff with their families and stuff like that too. So
100%.
But now, Clint,
yeah,
today we got a different Holy Schnikes, and where you you're involved in wrestling, okay?
Yeah, professional. Yeah, I do a little. I dabble. I dabble with professional wrestling. I
And I guess you had a show the other night.
Did you get your hands on the video?
Mm,
Don't.
well,
You didn't.
well, let's just
What? Don't delete it right now. I've demanded
let's
that.
let's
I've
just
demanded.
just watch everybody. Just take it
Right.
all in.
Yeah. There's Jay Vidal, TNA superstar, about to wrestle Ray Ivy. I'm. They're stretching. I'm like, I'm gonna show them this
Oh
kid.
yeah, getting warmed up.
And right here, I will go ahead. Look at that stretching though, Travis.
Yeah.
Look at I don't know. I'm okay. Look at that bald spot right
Down goes Frazier.
there. Okay. One more time.
Let's go back and
Just the in super slow mo.
it's for those of y'all that are listening to this, Clint's stretching against the ring. He goes
My
he
foot
goes
gets
to
all
take
the-
his leg
I
down.
just pull it. If you don't, if you
Goes
just
to take his leg. He
what
goes
you
to
don't
take his leg
see-
down. It gets caught on the curtain.
yeah,
And Clint goes flailing to the ground. And flailing's a good word for
you're
it.
enjoying, yeah, you're enjoying. I'm like, oh.
Let's still back watching it. Let's
like if you had the capability to put visual effects in it as we go,
oh man.
you totally do.
that'd be-
Let's watch Clint fall with bunnies. Let's watch Clint fall with unicorns hopping across the screen.
Look at you playing it off, trying to get some heat out of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some heat out of it, but it's like, oh my goodness, boy.
One more time.
One time, right here we go. No, it was funny. That's Jay Vidal, TNA superstar. He thought I was doing it on purpose at first, but he had turned his head. It was like had his face in his hands laughing.
Yeah.
Ray turns and just starts biting his thumb because they're trying not to break in the middle of the ring. And I was just like, holy crap, I had a wrestling match later, earlier that day. And I'm sore as can be. And it's not from the wrestling match, it's from that fall. Like I've got 2 icy hot patches on right now. I felt fine after the match. I felt great, but that right there, I'm like 47 years old, and the fall, when you're falling like that, it's actually pretty fast. Feels like I was like, no.
Yeah.
And I'm reaching out for the ground, trying to
brace your fall. Yeah.
My fall, and it's it's just not good. It was the kids loved it. I mean, we had the volume off, but there's an audible laugh.
Yeah.
Crowd, like it is so loud because they love giving me crap.
Yeah.
I wear the purple out there as they call me Barney, and they start chanting that, singing that I hate you, you hate me, you know, something about taking this.
Well, I don't mean to laugh at you, but
hey,
I mean,
sometimes when it's funny, it's
right.
funny, and that's right. Sometimes it's just the joke. You don't ever want to depreciate yourself, but that was freaking funny.
Well, the fact that you're sitting up now, and we can definitely laugh at it a little more.
Laugh at it now, because that is one of the things.
If you were laying in the hospital and
with like a and it's like
couldn't remember where you're at or something, we wouldn't laugh at it as much.
I have a sore back, is what I have, and it'll get better, but
yeah. Oh, that's good. Well, Clint, the transfer portal is wide open spaces right now.
Yep. You already have 3 Razorbacks in there.
4.
Was it 4? Okay, I know.
Isn't that right? Because you got Pinion, Minifield,
the Minifield.
That Harris guy that didn't get to play hardly any.
Oh, I don't know about him.
And then now today, Devontae Davis. Now Davis sort of confuses me. I'm guessing he's got a COVID year or something. I mean,
he's got his COVID year.
But I thought he didn't get there till after COVID. So I don't know.
I don't know. I think, but anyway, either way, when you look at it, I really, to me, this is one of them. It's his fifth year. Do
Yeah.
what you want to with it.
Yeah.
Go play it away. Get you a year in paradise. You know what
Well,
I mean?
he's not going to get drafted.
Not. I mean, Debo is when I like Debo, and I think he's tried, whether he was always the best or whatever. I think he's always tried, and he's put
Yeah.
in it. For the most,
Well, I could argue he didn't try that hard this year.
I think the entire team quit this year.
Whether, yeah, he wasn't the only one.
Let's just be honest. I mean, this was.
And
This team had a lot-
did you hear the press conference with Battle after their last game?
I did not.
Battle pretty much said we're didn't play as a team,
Well,
and the other team did, and that was
I
the
didn't.
reason why they lost.
I didn't need them to. I didn't need Battle to tell me that.
Yeah, but the fact he said it, and pretty much they ended the press conference right after he said that. I don't know. They may have been about to end it anyway, but I'm not saying they ended it necessarily just because he said that. But
Well, definitely.
that's really what happened. That's what we saw, and there's going to be. Pinion has a pretty good list of teams that are coming after him. Saw that on X, Twitter X, whatever today.
The thing. So did Darian Ford. Darian Ford he had the who's who offer him this year, and he chose to go to Arkansas State.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to
A lot of people are speculating Pinion's going to end up at Arkansas State. Arkansas State has offered him. Little Rock's offered him. Notre Dame. Notre Dame's the biggest one, I think, probably, or the biggest name for sure. I don't know if they're the best team.
Joseph Pinion's an ESPN top 100 player.
Yeah.
He really is. I think he struggles a little bit on defense as part of the reason his minutes, but
yeah.
That was one of them deals. He was an Arkansas kid, and it's good. Everybody that calls in probably on Drive Time Sports, I don't listen to it. I listened to like 10 minutes of Drive Time Sports the other day, and then I heard Ray Tucker's voice, and I turned it off.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That'll do it for you.
Yeah, that'll do it. So I just
yeah, I tell you, there was an interesting thing happen on Drive Time the other day. There's they have a couple different basketball experts, and one of them is Kevin McPherson,
right.
Who's I think he's a like Hogville guy or something like that, and he's been getting on there. He's the one that's been saying that Muss was leaving. That he's got sources telling him that Muss is gone. That he thinks that Muss will be gone this year. That he's not happy. That he's, for whatever reason, or number of reasons, that Muss is not going to be here. And it was crazy because Rick Schaefer pretty much and Randy both just started calling him out on it because he won't give any specifics. He won't give any specifics of who he's hearing it from. He won't give any specifics of what exactly he's hearing. And he's causing a lot of people, and they just pretty much called him out and said, look, you shouldn't report it if you don't have good information, And so anyway, he just they really laid into him, man. It's an interesting clip. If you ever get a chance to go back and look at it,
what's the problem with this whole country is everybody's got a website and a blog, and half of the people in this country believe crap.
Yeah.
And the half the country that believe the crap think the people that don't believe the crap believe the crap.
Yeah.
And now nobody gets along because you know what? Everybody believes crap.
Yeah.
You gotta have solid sources because this not only affects these kids' mindsets that are playing,
yeah,
affects recruiting, it affects a lot of things.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so that's basketball. We'll see. There'll be some others enter the portal, I'm sure. There's quite a few that have run out of eligibility. So it's going to be a different looking crew.
Yeah, it's going to be a different team, and Musselman's built teams out of the portal, so we'll have to see. I'm sure he's planning. But the thing is, with Musselman, his mindset's always like almost NBA free agency.
Yeah.
Who can I get in? Who can I plug and play? And and I think it's hurt him sometimes with player development.
Yeah.
When you had guys that I think, would have been an asset, like Darian Ford, I think, and
Yeah.
maybe Pinion instead of development, he looks for the quick fix.
I think our buddy Bart Reed's right on that. A lot of those coaches he has are not there for development. They're there for analytics and all that other stuff. So anyway,
Yeah. You know,
another thing, of course, just real quickly on baseball, Arkansas, you know, whooped up on Missouri.
yeah.
Bats look better, but it's hard to tell. We can't say the bats are on fire because Missouri wasn't very good.
No, they're not very good, but I think we got a pitching staff now, my friend.
Yes.
They had okay. Somebody put up Hagen Smith has they put up his stats for the year, and I want to put these in perspective. He has 4 earned runs given up.
Yeah.
His ERA is 1 point something.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Travis, do you realize if you take the first inning of the first game away, he's giving it up an earned run,
Yeah.
unearned run.
Yeah.
He gave up the very first game. He got up 3 earned runs. They pulled McIntyre in. It is insane what him, Brady Tyrant, and Molina are doing. And then you've got McIntyre as your long reliever. It is.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. I mean, this pitching staff is a joy to watch. I don't know if they're going to win a national title, but they are a freaking joy to watch.
No kidding.
No, they're going to be tested. This is their first really big test.
Yep.
This is their first really big test because they got on a plane today. I saw it on the Instagram.
Yep.
They got on a plane and they headed to Auburn, Alabama.
Number 23.
Number 23. So you got we're pretty much a consensus number 1.
Yeah.
There may be some Billy Bob poll that's got somebody else number 1, but in every major poll, we're the number 1 baseball team.
Yeah.
So number 1, it's an SEC game, SEC series, SEC West series at that, even though they don't do baseball, they still do divisions for now. So so it's going to be a loud environment. They're going to be people's mothers are going to be called all kinds of horrible things, I'm sure, by Auburn fans. So it should be a good time. But this, if you sign up to play SEC baseball, this is what you live for.
Yeah.
So you're going to go.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be a tough road because, well, and interestingly, it's not just because Auburn's baseball team's pretty good. They're number 23, but their basketball team's highly ranked in the tournament. There's excitement about their football team. So this is a time when their fans are going to be fired up, for whatever sport they can be at. So you're right. It's going to be a loud environment. It's going to be a, tough environment to play in. And, so we'll see, hopefully they keep it going. I'm excited. Everybody's really, of course, that's all we got right now is baseball to, hook our hat to. So
but it's nice to be competitive in the sport finally.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we were always in there it's like, oh, I hope baseball don't let me down. I don't know if I can take it. Disappointing football season, a disappointing basketball season. Like, come on, DVH is like, I got you, baby.
That's right. That's right.
But there's excitement around the football team too.
There is. Now they're off this week for spring break.
Yeah, but I want to circle back to something I heard in a press conference.
Yep.
Getting disgusted, and I didn't tell you we were doing this, so. But then again, we're like, we don't have a lot to talk about. Let's see what happens. So this came to my mind, so I'm going to hit you with it. People always take an excerpt of a press conference, they run with it. Luke Hoss said something interesting, and I think you know where I'm going now. Well, and I think he was trying to compliment Talon Green. And some people are taking it as a shot at KJ, where he says Green is the best leader he's ever been around the best leader he's ever been around that's a quarterback.
Yeah.
What is your take on that statement?
I think we're gonna see this year that even though KJ was probably one of the better most talented quarterbacks we've had, even though Rocket was a talented running back, I think we're going to see better production out of those positions because I think we got people that are better teammates and leaders in those positions. I think it's, and I've said it, I said it last year. I don't know if I said it a lot on the podcast, but those of you that talk to me off podcast, I was pretty vocal about it that I thought a lot of the heart of the issues was with KJ. I think a lot of the heart of the issues with, look, I'm not saying Enos was the right fit necessarily. And I'm not saying he shouldn't have been fired. But Enos is not that bad of a coordinator the way it looked last year. I think KJ was either unable or unwilling to run his offense. I think KJ would have been unable or unwilling to run Petrino's offense. I may be wrong. I don't know. I'm not in the locker room. But, when we interviewed, especially when we interviewed Chambly last year, he admitted that one of their biggest problems with offensive line was communication issues. And a lot of those blocking reads were supposed to be communicated through the quarterback in Enos's offense. That's where the communication should have ran through. And, like he talked about that 4th and 1 play where was it our left guard didn't even move? And he said it wasn't even supposed to be a play. It was supposed to be a dummy play. It was supposed to be just, they were supposed to try to draw him off sides, then come out and kick it.
Yeah.
And there was a miscommunication and they ended up, KJ ran it, Now, I don't know. And he didn't say who the communication was with.
No, but I think to a degree last year, and there's a quote by famous jiu-jitsu coach John Danaher. He's talking about George St. Pierre. If anybody that knows MMA knows George St. Pierre is like one of the goats.
Mm-hmm.
You can I would consider him probably definitely top 3 or 4 all time, Mount Rushmore MMA guy, pound for pound. But Danaher said it is hard to stay motivated when you're sleeping on silk sheets.
Yeah.
So you look at the KJ you got as a sophomore that came in that took the SEC by storm. Yeah. He's showing up to interviews wearing his do-rag and a wife beater, just like here, like I've been working, I'm here to prove something. And he came across every game, that Texas game came across like I'm the hardest worker in the room and I'm here to prove something.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw him showing up, and then this year and last year too, you saw him showing up in suits, Chargers, brand new Corvettes,
$150,000 worth of jewelry around his neck.
Yeah.
Or so people said. I don't know.
Yeah, if I'm saying is sometimes you see you become so successful, and you got other guys that are college kids doing that, you lose the locker room.
Mm.
But I mean, it's and that's the bad part about the about NIL is that you got KJ was a great quarterback and he deserved NIL money. I mean, I ain't going to sit here and when you're showing up in suits and your other buddies are showing up in t-shirts and jeans, you're going to rub people the wrong way, and you're going to start losing. You're going to have jealousy, and you're going to start losing the locker room.
Well, and too, Clint, you're right, and I think that part of that is on the coaches, it's on the schools, and it's on those agents that are working with those kids to help train them on how to deal with wealth. They do a good job of that in the NBA and in the NFL. They try to work with them. The teams will, they put them through different, symposiums and classes and stuff like that to get them, when they're rookies, to get them ready for those paychecks and stuff like that. But they're not doing that with NIL stuff. And so you got a kid, a kid that's grown up well in good families, but has never had money, that or but had decent money. Look at what Johnny Manziel did. Johnny Manziel's family, now he's being honest about it in his interviews. He's saying, my family wasn't that wealthy. He said, everybody said my family was wealthy. I let them believe it because they thought that all the money was coming from that. And he said, no, I was getting all the money from other things. And he said, but he didn't know what to do with it. And he was from at least a middle class,
Right. Yeah.
upper middle class family, And so a kid that comes from poverty is definitely not going to know how to handle that wealth. And so,
well, could you imagine? You know me. You know me pretty much better than anyone around. And when it comes to young Clint, you're probably an expert. Now, you remember Clint Clark at 21, 22 years old. Imagine Clint Clark making $250,000 in NIL money. How would it went?
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't have went good.
I'm gonna tell you, Travis.
But none of us would have been. I wouldn't have been a good.
You would have handled it better. You would have handled it okay.
Maybe, but
you would have handled it okay. But me, I would have been a disaster.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I'm not throwing rocks in a glass house here because I couldn't have handled it.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. And then
and that's what I'm trying to say. Anybody would struggle with it, and so, that's the thing. These schools, all they're worried about is how do we fix it. Well, why don't you worry about how to let's meet the needs that they have right now too. Get your, get some of your finance majors in the college, mentoring, over there working with some of these other students, get your, you got the college right there. You do that with your physical therapy people. You do that with your sports medicine people, put some of the, economic and finance people and business people and, get them, working and teach them how to, counsel these young men and young women that are getting this NIL money, make that part of the collective, make that part of what they sign up for when they start getting those checks in, the resources are there on the school. You already have them there, because all you got to do is you give those students that be mentoring them, if they just sit down with an athlete once a week and just teach them about how to handle money, you give them some extra credit in a class. That's all the pay you'd have to do for them, or use some of that NIL money to pay them, for $20 for the hour or something to do it.
No, and there's a reason why like every NFL rookie symposium starts off with like, guys that have had it all and lost it all, there's a reason for that. And you heard Saban say like these kids aren't worried about being developed anymore. And it's the parents. They're worried about how much money can they make off their head. Kid, how much money can you put in my son's wallet?
Yeah.
Putting in my wallet.
Yeah.
Did we discuss Reggie Bush last week?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like, give the man his Heisman back.
Yeah.
I thought we discussed it, but I can't remember. So, but no, that really, and I don't know if it was meant to be a passive aggressive dig at KJ. I didn't take it that way. I think.
No, I don't think Luke Haas is the type of guy that would make a passive aggressive dig.
No, I think it was meant
because and the reason
you lose your.
We're there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I lost power a little bit there.
Well, your computer never quit.
Okay.
For those listening on Apple Podcast, leave us a 5-star review. By the way, and any other place you get your information or your Big C Bigger T podcast,
That's right.
Travis Potts just went out.
Yeah, that's right.
How about him?
But no, that's that's a big thing. Getting those guys educated and learning. But the big thing with Green is I don't think Haas meant that way. Has whatever his name is. Because the talk with Green is he's come in and become a leader right away.
Yeah.
He stepped in automatically from the get-go. He's walked on campus and he's become a leader first thing. He's already reaching out to other players, reaching out to everybody, trying to step up. And so and that's why I think Haas was being sincere in that, because he's really seeing.
Yeah.
And that's what changed my mind on that he would be the starter, because the way.
No, I think that's been pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Now, what have you heard about the Bobby Petrino experience so far?
So far, everybody's happy.
I'm happy. They say, he's out there yelling, being Bobby Petrino.
Now, I do think
do
that
your job, but at the same time, I'm hearing a lot of good things.
and we talked about this last week a little bit, but I do think the Jimmy Smith timing of him leaving was probably. I don't think he liked the whole setup. We don't know that for sure, but just the timing of it and everything, I think I just don't think he felt right about the whole thing somehow. So, oh well. But whether we like it or not, he's there, and sounds like the players seem to be happy. They seem to be, talking about their learning and growing and all they do. So, let's hope good things happen.
Well, I mean, listen, let's just be honest. It can't be incredibly hard to be a running back coach.
That's
Run through the hole.
Yeah.
Not hard.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's one of them. Now at Tech, when I played Division II football, once again, over exaggerated.
Yeah.
Overstated. But they had we had four paid coaches. The rest of the position groups were coached by GAs.
Mm-hmm.
So Mullins, he coached the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had Coach Riccone that coached the quarterbacks. And that was it on offense. Every other position was coached by a GA.
Right.
And then on defense, and that was even kind of the way it was with Hollingsworth, who I played a year under when I first got there. He had Coach Williams off his line, and he coached the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And on defense, we had a guy coach linebackers. We had a few different coaches, and then we had a secondary coach. And
yeah,
that was one of the things that always like. All right, but the rest of the positions you coached by graduate assistants, of course.
Yeah.
Like we have Coach Wood, who's like up in Northwest Arkansas. I think he coaches one of the Springdale schools, like a legendary coach. He was a GA there when I was there.
Mm.
So I remember him. I thought he was a jerk. No, but here's the thing. He was the coach. Like, if you had to be disciplined after practice, if you had screwed up, like, all right, those of you that got to do blah, go see Coach Woods.
Yeah.
So you're just naturally not going to like him.
Yeah. Well, Clint, got a question for you.
Oh, I think I know what this one is.
What you watching?
Dude, I've been watching a lot of wrestling right now. Okay. Now, by speaking of watching a lot of wrestling, I stumbled on this YouTube channel called Wrestle Me.
Wrestle Me?
Wrestle Me. And what it is two British guys.
Yeah.
That are basically watching old wrestling footage. Like a lot of WCW, like I watched them like where RoboCop come and rip the door off the shark cage for Sting.
Yeah.
Watch that. But they're doing like riff tracks, like Mystery Science Theater to it.
Yeah.
It is freaking priceless. Like I'll catch myself watching hours and hours. I mean, they'll do like backstories about what this guy went on to do, and they'll make fun of him. And it is yeah, guys. If you a fan of wrestling and you like to see it made fun of, wrestle me, and you will be grateful. You'll be
Yeah.
grateful. I've been watching a lot of that. I've started watching Blown Away again, the glass blowing show on Netflix. I enjoy seeing competition shows that I would
Yeah.
not be competitive in.
Yeah.
I can just enjoy it, like, oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
look how well that turned out. Look how well.
Yeah.
So have you been watching American Idol? Isn't it like a new season of the karaoke show?
Yeah. It's been okay. There's been it hasn't been too exciting, but I
But
did. I took one of your suggestions
oh,
and I watched Traders.
okay.
Now, have you ever played the game Mafia?
I have not, but I'm sure.
It's like a party game, we used to do it with our youth group a lot. It's kind of a
Okay.
group game. In it, like in Traders where they sit at the table and you have in Mafia, you have instead of traders, you have citizens. Instead of the faithful, instead of traders, you have Mafia. Instead of the faithful, you have citizens.
Yeah.
And then the Scottish guy that's the host, we call him in it, we called him the mayor or God or whatever. And like in the game you play with a group, everybody closes their eyes and you have the mafia look up and the mafia can kill somebody. And then you can have the police anyway. So you end up what happens is the mafia tries to kill off all the citizens and the citizens try to vote off all the mafia. And it's
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
fun because you can make up excuses like I think Clint's in the mafia because I saw him he really likes Italian food and everybody knows Italian guys are in the mafia and they like Italian food, or
Yeah.
something
Yeah. Something like that.
silly stuff or whatever.
So how
But
far have you?
anyway, so pretty much it's the same thing as that, just on a bigger scale and a more awesome scale. And so as soon as I watched the first episode, man, I was hooked because when you talked about it and I'd heard about it before you said about anything about it. And when
100%,
you
yeah.
said something about it, I'm like, okay, I gotta watch it. So like that night I started watching it and I've watched both seasons now.
I
But
felt so bad for MJ, but I understood why CT did what he did.
yeah, yeah,
100%. But because me and Travis have we're like teenage girls. So
yeah,
we enjoy MTV's The Challenge. So I was pulling for CT.
yeah,
Not because CT, you've kind of watched, and CT's that guy
yeah,
that we have watched grow up,
yeah, yeah,
being just the dumbass 20-something-year-old kid, hot headed.
yeah.
But
Used to hate him. Used to couldn't stand him. And
yeah,
then
now he's a 30-something-year-old father, and he's got he appears to have a good head on his shoulders,
yeah,
and and he's easy to pull for now.
yeah,
So I was really happy. And by the way, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, that's spoiler, but yeah, so I was
yeah,
really, but
yeah,
Alan Cummings, and I don't even watch the challenges.
yeah,
We just fast forward through those. I'm just like, I want to get to the round table.
yeah,
I want to just get to the round table and watch them tear each other apart. And
yeah,
this was the season 2. They were a lot. It was a lot smarter group as far as figuring out the traders.
yeah.
So,
Now another show that someone suggested to me that I started watching and I've really enjoyed it is Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
oh, that's a great show. If you like Andy Samberg, you'll love that show.
And I found myself loving that. My favorite episodes are they have 2 a year, usually a season. It's the Jerry Judy ones with the guy that played what's his name? Black guy from
Oh,
Office. Yeah, Craig
Robinson.
Robinson. Yeah. He's so stinking funny, man. And then and his character on there is hilarious because he's a criminal, but he's, like best friends with a detective kind of.
And
And then,
he wants him to be his best friend too. Like he doesn't want him to be.
yeah, yeah. And then the heist episodes are hilarious too.
Oh yeah, the
The
heist,
Halloween ones.
they're always good. The Halloween
Yeah.
heist.
So anyway, of course, it's so short. It's just like 20 minutes long or something. So it's
Yeah, you're
get
probably
through
doing
it.
that like I did the Office of Parks and Rec. I started watching those, and it was just
Yeah.
fun.
You get through
But
them kind of quick. But
yeah, but then you get to in those shows, you get to the years where they're just like, all right, we're trying to milk a couple more seasons out of this. I know Michael Scott's gone, but let's see if we can
yeah.
get two more, just
Yeah.
two more.
Yep. Well, folks, we hope you're having a great spring break. If you're spring breaking, if you're just going through your regular work schedule, hey, go do something for spring break. You never know. And
We're getting year 4 through here. I mean, we're working on year 4 now. Year 3.
that's right. That's right. And so like, share, comment, all that good stuff. We appreciate you listening to us and watching us and all those good things. So like, share, comment. If you need a roof, call Hometown Roofing. They'll hook you up. Our buddy Robert Branscombe will get you set up. There's some bad weather came through recently, so you may be thinking my roof needs to be checked, and they'll come out and check it for you and see what's going on up there. So give them a call, look them up on the social medias and all that good stuff. Clint, man, it's been another one.
Another one bites the dust.
Another one bites the dust. All right, man. Have a good one. Thank y'all so much. Clint, don't fall no more.
Jerk.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Oh, I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Sun beating down so hard I can barely breathe. Hard to sing a joyful song. The work's got me on my knees. Then the gentle breeze blows by, pick me up right on time. Listen.